ladies, welcome to my channel. I'm Laura Ray, and today I have such an interesting topic for you. I want to talk about beauty products that were ahead of their time. These are true classics. They beat a lot of the new makeup that's out there because they were so far ahead of their time. People still haven't caught up to them. So I want to share with you some real favorites of mine that have stood the test of time. This is such a unique product. It's from Elizabeth Arden. It's called their Advanced Lip Fix Cream. This gets 4.4 stars online, but I would give it more because it's so unique. It goes on like a moisturizer. You just let it sit on your lips for a minute. That's it, and it will dry down to a silky feel. It makes applying your lipstick easier. It keeps your lipstick from feathering, and that's a big issue for us that are over 50. I'm 61, and even though I never smoked, I don't use straws, I still have lines above the lips from just talking and just living. So sometimes lipstick will get into those creases and cause a mess. Well, this prevents that from happening. It's such a unique product. I haven't seen anything else that's come out on the market that can beat it. You do not have to spend a lot of money on eyeshadow to get a beautiful look. I have bought very expensive palettes, and the one I'm going to show you is under $10, and I think it looks beautiful. And this is the CoverGirl True Naked Roses palette. The other day I was wearing this in a YouTube short, and someone said, I have to know what eyeshadow you're wearing. I also had a compliment on the version of this that's smoky. I had so many women write me and say, what is that eyeshadow? I've got to get it. And it was from CoverGirl. These are beautiful shadows. They go on smoothly. One thing I wanted to share is how I applied it today as a base. I used this from Wet n Wild. This is their multi-stick. These multi-sticks came out a long time ago. I also used to love the one from NYX. And these work great as primers. So using this is very cost efficient and helps the shadows to stay on. It covers the lines in your eyes. So you don't need an expensive eye primer either. This works really great. I just pat it into the skin and you're good to go. Now, I just used a few shades today. I even used these deeper shades as eyeliner. I love using powder as liner, but this is such a versatile palette. It goes from day to night. This is one of the best drugstore shadows. If you haven't tried it, it would be something fun to try. When I think of an eyeliner that's a classic, I think of the Urban Decay 24/7. It really set the tone for other eyeliners. It's waterproof. It just doesn't budge. As a matter of fact, I'll put some on my hand right now, and in a couple of minutes, I'll try to wipe it off and you'll see what I mean. But what I love about this is the shade range. They have every shade you could ever think of for an eyeliner. I love it. I have some that are bronzy and just beautiful shades that you can't find at the drugstore or anywhere else. So this is one of my all-time favorite eyeliners. It's a classic. They gave it 4.3 stars on Amazon. I would give it much more than that. I don't see anything wrong with this liner that I can find. Now, when I apply it now, I've changed the way I apply eyeliner. I like to go into the lashes from underneath. It's a little challenging at first when you're learning how to do this, but it gives a softer look to the eyes. You don't see the eyeliner line on the skin. It gives you a little more eye space on your lids. I'm not putting it on the waterline. That's a little different. I don't like to do that, and I feel like it closes off my eyes, but I'm actually sort of scrubbing it right into the base of the lashes, but from underneath instead of on top like we are typically doing. And I think it gives a great look. But these pencils go on sale quite often. They were on sale for Prime Day. So this is just one of my all-time favorite liners. NYX was so ahead of the game when they came out with the Lift and Snatch. This is a brow pen. So many companies have copied them, and I still think this one is great. I'm wearing the shade Ash Brown today. Now it comes in 10 different shades from blonde to dark, but you just draw very light lines. And what's great about this is if you're missing hair, you can fill that in. You just lightly create a line. You can add a little bit at the front of the brow if you're missing that. I find that anywhere I'm missing hair, maybe a hair or two at the end of the brow, this is such a great and natural looking way to do it. This pen gets 4.4 stars on Amazon, and again, it's supposed to replicate microblading. I thought about having that done. I even had somebody look at my brows, and they said as you're getting older and the skin starts to droop, it wasn't going to look that good. So I decided not to do that. That was a few years ago. I had someone look at my brows for trying microblading. So I'm glad I didn't, because I'm really happy with these pens and some of the other things that I use. This pen was definitely ahead of its time. If you're enjoying this little trip down memory lane, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel and join our little beauty community that we have here. There's so many beautiful women here that are part of this community, and I'd love for you to be one. Recently, I talked about the Hydra Boost Skin Tint from Neutrogena. This stuff is so unique. There's nothing like it at the drugstore, nothing like it that I've tried at Sephora. It really has a gel-like texture to it. It's buildable. It feels like moisturizer. And that's what most women say online when you read comments, that it feels like a skincare product, feels very moisturizing. You don't want to apply this with a brush or a sponge. I've tried those, and because of the gel texture, it just dries too quickly. Like if you were to put it on the back of your hand, it would dry up before you could apply it on the skin. The best way is to apply with clean fingers and work in a small area at a time. But I love the way this looks on my skin. I don't feel like I'm wearing anything on my skin. It feels so lightweight. It really is amazing. If anything, my skin feels better because I feel like I have moisturizer on. The Neutrogena gets 4.4 stars online. I would give them more, especially because it's so unique. Even after this has been out, nothing's come out like it. One of the main reasons I like it, by the way, is it evens out my skin tone, and that's one of the things I'm looking for to get rid of redness and even my skin tone. I've tried so many lip liners, but the Color Stay from Revlon, they were so far ahead of their time. This really lasts. It doesn't budge. I like to fill in my whole lips with this most days. I sometimes will put a little balm on top, or I'll use it as a base for my lipstick. Now today I used a very popular shade, which is Raisin. Raisin is so beautiful. This is great because it's a deeper rose, so it works with so many shades. It would work with the pink that I used today, or a pinky nude, and again, it's just like the perfect fall shade. Let's test that Urban Decay. It's been sitting here for a minute. Yeah, I got a little tiny bit on my finger here, but overall, the whole product here doesn't budge, and it just stays on so beautifully. So if you do want to blend it out on the eyes to make your lines softer, you have to do it right away. I wanted to talk about Maybelline today because I talked so much about Revlon lipsticks. I love the Revlon Super Lustrous, but Maybelline has amazing lipsticks too, and the price is just phenomenal. This shade that I'm wearing today is a longtime favorite of mine, Warm Me Up, and it's just absolutely stunning. I love the range of shades that they have. Now, today I think with the roses that I use for the eyeshadow, this is like the dream team here. These shades really work well together. I love how lightweight they are, and they have a little bit of sheen to them. At least this one does. Warm Me Up is one of their cream lipsticks, but I love that their cream do have a little shine. They make the lips look moisturized. Your lips will never look dry with these lipsticks. I always appreciate that these lipsticks have such a rich color payoff. Milani was way ahead of their time with their Milani Keep It Full glosses. I think they were one of the first at the drugstore that had a plumping gloss similar to Buxom at about half of the price. This is Luminoso, one of their most famous shades. I love it. I top lipstick with it. I wear it alone. It does give you that peppermint feel, but not over the top where it's uncomfortable. Over the years, I purchased most of the shades that they've come out with and it's a longtime favorite of my daughter's. So I bought so many because I bought them for her too. This leaves your lips juicy looking. It smooths out the lips, so I think it takes years off my lips. Blush has gotten to be so expensive, and there are some classics at the drugstore that nobody mentions, and I just don't know why. They're absolutely stunning. And I have bought so many recently of these CoverGirl cheekers. Now, this is the shade True Plum. What a beauty. I'm telling you, this is a unique formula because it has a sheen to it. I remember drugstore blushes looking very dry looking, very matte looking. That's why I think when Charlotte Tilbury came out with her blushes that had all this sheen to them, people went crazy because they just weren't used to something like that. But if they tried CoverGirl, maybe they wouldn't have gone so crazy because this has such a natural, beautiful sheen to it. When I wear these, I never wear highlighter because you just don't need it. You have such a beautiful sheen to the cheeks. These are easy to blend. There are so many beautiful shades. I get so nostalgic when I look at CoverGirl. So many things in our world are changing all the time that it's nice to have something that you can go back to. Today I'm wearing a mascara I have not worn in so long, and I have to say, these lashes are popping. I am loving this. It's the L'Oreal Voluminous mascara and the primer. I really do feel like these two together do make a difference. The other day I wasn't so sure about it, and what I did was I put more primer on. What I do love too about the primer that L'Oreal came out with is that it conditions your lashes. My lashes just look better since I've been wearing this. I think it is really moisturizing them. L'Oreal was one of the first to come out with these primers at an affordable price. We all know the high-end one that a lot of us have spent money on, and this I think works just as great. And I am loving the Voluminous mascara. I didn't used to like this. When I first started my channel, I talked quite a bit that I didn't like it, but I think I've become better at applying mascara now. I make sure to not get too much on the wand. I'll take the wand and go in horizontally and really get at the base of the lash, and then even twist it this way and go through the lashes and just spend a little more time on my lashes. The other thing I like about the L'Oreal mascara, it comes in waterproof. It comes in some deeper shades. Like this one that I'm wearing today is blackest black, and I really like that. It makes the lashes pop. So I don't have great lashes. They're not really that long, and they're about an average thickness. I think this adds a lot of volume, maybe not so much length, but this definitely adds some volume. This mascara gets 4.4 stars, and it's got some tough competition out there these days. There's so many great affordable mascaras, but now I really do love this one. The Voluminous primer gets 4.5 stars on Amazon, and like I said, there are very few of these out. I've tried the one from Essence. I do like that one also, but sometimes they'll even have sets where these two come together or they're on sale. So these are definitely some that I've repurchased and I will continue to. Let's talk about this complexion product. This is a unique product because this is the Touche Eclat. Many of us are familiar with this. This came out quite a few years ago, and it's so pricey. So I was thrilled when Neutrogena came out with one. This is the Healthy Skin Glow Perfector Pen. I love this product. It's great for brightening the under eyes, the cheekbone. Let me put a little bit on my cheekbone for you. I'm going to just put some right on here. And you can use this instead of a highlighter. So you can just put some right on the cheekbone and blend it in. And it just gives you a nice, healthy glow. You could even do this if you weren't wearing foundation or anything. On this side, I have under my eyes the Touche Eclat, and on this side, the Neutrogena. I think the Neutrogena is just as great. They were really ahead of their time. There were a couple brands that had them, but they've gotten rid of them. So thankfully, Neutrogena has kept it, and it works so beautifully with the Hydro Boost. The formulas are both thin, so they blend between the two of them so nicely. These are complexion products that are classics that I just don't see anything that can beat them that's out now. Some of you've asked me about my nails recently. This polish is from Essie. I'll link it down below in the shade. It's number 20. It's from their Special Effects polish line. I really love it. It stays so nicely on the nails, and you really have to do like a couple of coats to get the color. It goes on a little sheer for the first coat, but I am really enjoying it. It's sort of got that Barbie look to it, but holographic at the same time. Just hit the more button twice and all the links will pop up, so you will have an easy time looking for these products if you'd like to read about them or you'd like to shop the products. Thank you so much for supporting my channel in all the ways that you do. Some of you have been hyping my videos, sharing my videos. I appreciate all the things. I love you all so much. I hope you've enjoyed seeing these classics. If you have, let me know down below. I'll look forward to speaking with you in the comments.